Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're tackling a situation that honestly, almost everyone who's ever learned a new language knows all too well. We're talking about finding your voice. Look, speaking up in another language, whether you're in a crowded classroom or a high stakes corporate meeting, can be incredibly intimidating. But mastering that moment, oh, it is deeply rewarding. So today, we're breaking down a highly effective, super focused toolkit designed to give you exactly that kind of confidence. I really want you to take this first point to heart. Speaking up in another language is brave, period. It takes real courage to step out of your comfort zone, formulate your thoughts, and actually share them when you aren't using your native tongue. So if you ever feel nervous, just know that it's completely normal. But more importantly, know that participating smoothly, it's entirely possible to master. You already have the bravery. Now we're just going to give you the exact tools you need. And the magic number today is 5. You don't need to memorize an entire dictionary to sound professional and assured. No way. You simply need a focused, essential 5-word toolkit. These 5 specific words act like keys. They're going to allow you to confidently navigate, gently interrupt, redirect, and completely join into any English-speaking discussion. Section 1. The 5-word toolkit. Essential vocabulary for discussions. Now, as we go through each of these tools, I want you to actively participate. Seriously, I invite you to shadow my pronunciation. Listen to how I say the word, mentally repeat it, or better yet, say it out loud wherever you are right now. Okay, let's start with our first tool, elaborate. Elaborate. To elaborate means to explain something in more detail. Picture this scenario. You've just shared a great thought, and a teacher or a manager looks at you and asks you to say a little more about your idea. They want you to expand on it. That is what it means to elaborate. And here's how you can use it perfectly in a sentence to ask someone else to share more. Could you elaborate on that point? I'll give you a small pause right here to shadow that phrase. Could you elaborate on that point? It sounds incredibly professional, doesn't it? But what happens when something isn't just lacking detail, but is actually unclear? Well, you need our next word. Clarify. Clarify. To clarify means to make something clearer, so there is absolutely no confusion. Picture yourself presenting your idea again, but this time you're stripping away all the complexity. You're explaining it in a simpler way to ensure everyone in the room understands exactly what you mean, and no one walks away with a misunderstanding. Here's your practical example sentence. Let me clarify what I mean. Try this one out loud with me. Let me clarify what I mean. See? It immediately signals to the room that you're about to simplify and ensure total understanding. It's a really wonderful phrase. Now, let's look at how to handle a situation where you actually don't agree with what's being said. Disagree. Disagree. To disagree simply means to have a different opinion. But crucially, in a classroom or a professional meeting setting, this must always be done politely. Picture yourself, calmly, without any tension at all, offering another view to the group. To do this, you want to be firm but soft in your delivery. Here are 2 fantastic ways to phrase this. First, I respectfully disagree. And a slightly softer alternative, I see it a little differently. Both of these phrases allow you to stand your ground and share your unique perspective without ever creating friction in the discussion. Now, what do you do when a long point is finally finishing up? You summarize. Summarize. To summarize means to give the main points in short. This is the absolute perfect tool for wrapping up a long, complex discussion. Picture taking a 10-minute conversation and beautifully condensing it down into just 2 clear, concise sentences so everyone knows exactly where things stand. And you can introduce that wrap-up simply by saying, let me summarize the main idea. Shadow that with me real quick. Let me summarize the main idea. Doing this establishes you as a leader in the conversation who's keeping everyone on track. Finally, let's look at our last word for when you notice something everyone else has missed. Point out. Point out. To point out means to draw attention to something important. Imagine you're looking at a document or listening to a plan and you spot a crucial detail that the rest of the group has completely overlooked. You need to draw their focus to it. I'd like to point out one thing. Try to point out one thing. And just like that, you've officially completed your 5-tool communication survival kit. You have everything you need to navigate a discussion. Section 2. Spotting the differences. Knowing exactly which tool to use. Now, what's really interesting here is it's one thing to know the vocabulary, but it's a whole other thing to know exactly which tool to pull from your kit at the exact right moment. There are 2 words in our toolkit that often get confused by learners, so let's clear that up right now.
Look at how these two highly similar concepts contrast. Elaborate versus clarify. Remember the core difference. Elaborate is all about giving more detail. You're adding to the idea. Clarify, on the other hand, is about making it clearer. You're simplifying it, so there's zero confusion. Elaborate builds it up. Clarify breaks it down into simple terms. Knowing this distinction makes you an incredibly precise communicator.
Section 3. Real-world application. Putting the tools together. And this brilliantly illustrates how in a real meeting or classroom, these words don't just exist in isolation. They flow logically from one to the next in a continuous conversation. Let's see what a simulated discussion actually sounds like when you string these tactics together. Imagine the flow of a dynamic classroom debate. Someone introduces a topic, and you want to know more, so you jump in with step 1. Could you elaborate? Then maybe they ask for your thoughts, and you start step 2. Let me clarify my view. As the conversation progresses, someone offers an opposing thought, giving you the perfect moment for step 3. I respectfully disagree. As time runs out, someone takes charge with step 4 to summarize. And right before the meeting ends, you catch one last vital detail. Adding step 5, I'd like to point out one thing. See how naturally they connect? Together, these 5 let you join literally any discussion with total confidence.
Section 4. Lock them in. Growing your confidence every day.
So, the crucial point is, we need to transition into our final review phase. It's time to lock them in. We want to solidify this toolkit in your memory, ensuring these aren't just words you understand today, but words you can effortlessly recall tomorrow. Growing your confidence happens every single day through repetition. Let's review the matches one last time. Elaborate, give more detail. Clarify, make it clearer. Disagree, offer a different view. Summarize, give the main points. And point out, draw attention to. I highly recommend shadowing these phrases every single day. If you practice them, these words will grow in your mind. They're going to become second nature. You absolutely have the ability to do this.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to reflect on regarding your own language journey. What's the hardest part of speaking in class for you? Is it finding the right word, overcoming the nerves, or something else entirely? Think about it. And remember that whatever that hurdle is, having a simple, structured toolkit like this one is the very best way to overcome it. Keep practicing, keep shadowing, and keep being brave. You've got this.